Hi everyone, this is Mahdi from Setter and welcome back to Secondaries Simplified. This is video one of three in our seller liquidity mini-series where we take a look at the main ways a shareholder or an early employee can get liquidity for their private company shares. So let's say you're looking to sell your private company shares, whether you're a founder, an early employee, or an angel investor who's looking for some liquidity before an IPO or an acquisition. The most common way to do it is through a direct share transfer, which is directly selling your shares to another buyer on the cap table of the company. It sounds simple, but there are a few steps that you need to get right. First, some private companies might impose transfer restrictions on their shares, which means you can't just freely sell your shares in the market. Almost always, you would need the company's approval, and in order to obtain that, you would need to submit an STN or a share transfer notice. It's basically a document that outlines the terms of this proposed transaction and requests the company's approval to allow it. In many cases, the STN might trigger the company's right of first refusal, or a ROFR, basically giving the company or sometimes its investors the chance to buy the shares from you instead of the proposed buyer. In case no one triggers the ROFR or it's completely waived, you can go ahead with the sale. Next comes the paperwork. A share purchase agreement between you, the buyer, and the company, in addition to an assignment agreement, are needed to legally transfer your shares. Once those are signed and approved, and the buyer has wired the funds, the company updates its cap table and issues new share certificates or digital records to the buyer. At Sutter, we cover over 1,000 serious and opportunistic buyers for direct venture secondaries, and we can connect shareholders with potentially interested buyers within this network, as well as provide market color on demand and sellability. And one last thing, if a transfer isn't handled correctly, the company might refuse to recognize it or even cancel it. So always make sure you get solid legal advice and that every notice, document, and approval are properly in place before you close. In our next installments of Secondary Simplified, we're taking a closer look at SPVs and forward transaction structures, the two other common ways shareholders find liquidity in the private market. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.